Okay, Karissa, can we please have a spooky-themed prompt?
Demon.
Demon.
Perfect. All right, here we go. 3, 2.
Man, have we had just a regular old-fashioned demon on the show before?
CJ, please use a spookier voice.
Have we had a demon? We've had Beelzebub and the Mind Flayer and the one
what
from
are Overtalking
Extraordinary.
Overlords? Hold on. Hey,
Not demons.
Welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts Ken and CJ. Say hi, CJ. This is the show where we talk over just horror movies this month because it is spooky month. But in particular, all of October, it's Monster Month on Overtalking.
Woo!
That's right. All right. So here is what's happening. Every week in October, we are putting our guests up to the challenge to choose a specific themed monster movie. So each week it'll be a specific type of monster, and we'll be watching a movie that fits that theme. And we already alluded to it, but this week is Demon. So we're talking about The Exorcist, the original.
The OG.
The OG.
The one I saw in high school.
Yeah, you've talked about this one before, but we'll get into your past experiences with The Exorcist in a bit. But let's bring on our guest. Who's
She's
with
sitting
you
right
there?
next to me. It's Karissa.
Hey guys, what's up?
Karissa.
Hi, how is everyone?
Bad.
Well,
Great.
It's about to get better because we get to talk about The Exorcist.
That's right.
Oh, no, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here for Demon Week and for just Monster Month in general. This is great.
Yeah, when we were putting together the list of guests, we had to have Karissa back on. She's one of our resident horror experts, so...
That's right.
Ken, would you say this month is a bit of a monster mash?
It is, yes.
It is a monster
Absolutely.
mash. That's definitely true.
How long
We're
have you
doing
been
the
sitting
monster
on that?
mash. Just now.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
No, I was really excited when you posed the idea of Monster Month. The challenge for me was that I don't watch a lot of monster movies. And I didn't really realize that until you asked me to pick among, various categories of monsters. And I definitely don't watch any vampire movies. As we discussed last time I was on, we watched Renfield.
You loved it.
I hated it. That might be the only vampire movie, apart from, of course, Twilight, that I've ever seen.
Well, that's the only one that matters.
That's the only one that matters. But then I was going down the list of monster types that you sent me, and I realized that the only thing that I really watch, the only monsters that I ever watch are demons and like nondescript monsters. So I was thinking of like The Thing.
The Babadook.
Sure, the
Right,
Babadook,
right.
right? Or
I just like saying it.
one of my favorite monster reveals ever is from the movie The Ritual. Ken, are you familiar with The Ritual?
Oh, yes, I am.
That monster reveal is so satisfying. I love that monster, but that monster doesn't really fit into any of the
That's
categories.
unoriginal. Yeah.
It's just a kind of a mythic beast.
Right.
But when it comes to demons, I watch a lot of movies with demons in them. So The Exorcist, it's a classic. This is actually only the second time I've seen it, so I was really excited to watch it again.
Nice. Wow. Yeah, it's interesting. I was thinking about this too. Like, I can't remember the last time I watched a specifically like archetypal monster movie.
Right.
Like, usually it's like grief is the monster or something
Babadook.
nowadays.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I think it's going to be real fun to go through and watch some of these. This one also is kind of interesting because this week it's Demon Week, but like you never really see the demon or anything. Like it's
Right.
just,
Yeah, you hear
she's
it.
possessed. We hear
Right.
the demon. I mean, you get little glimpses maybe of a demon, but
Sure.
yeah, it's interesting.
Since we're on the topic, can I show off my impression that I've been working super hard on
Yes, please.
Oh,
I
yes,
want to
of
hear
what?
of
it.
the demon?
Of the demon? Okay, go for it.
Fuck me.
That's good. That's actually really good.
That was really, really good. I expected you to go on.
No, that's my favorite line of the movie.
Well, the line goes on. That's why I was expecting
No,
it
I
to
just
go
like
on.
that part.
Wait, there's a better line, though. There's a way better line that the demon delivers.
What is that, Chris?
We'll get
Please
to
do
it.
it in the voice.
We'll get to it later. I don't want to spoil
okay.
it.
Teasing.
We can't get
We'll
ahead
have
of
to circle
ourselves.
back, so make sure you remember.
We will. Well, speaking of circling back, I wanted to bring up something that happened earlier this year on the Overtalking Podcast. On the episode where we covered Mithrigan.
Ken, you were sick.
Yeah.
During that episode, I made a call about movie of the year. Mm-hmm. And I specifically said that Megan was going to be movie of the year. And in that episode, we said, well, when you're back for spooky season, we'll circle back and we'll see if Megan, if Mithrigan still wins. And I have to say, as of today, still movie of the year.
Wow.
Still movie of the year. Yes.
Interesting.
Yep. I know. Yep. And
I
very scary.
strongly disagree.
Best movie. We know Ken loved it. Yeah, so I just wanted to circle back to that. We promised the listeners we would circle back. I didn't want to let anybody down.
Ken, it came up.
Year?
That's right.
Why?
You heard it here first.
Movie
I
of the
don't
year.
understand. I'll have to go back and re-listen to that episode. I don't know.
Karissa and I and some other folks that you may know do bar trivia pretty frequently, and we nailed. They showed a video of the category was people that were about to get into a fight
Yes.
but didn't, and they showed a clip
Wow.
from Mithrigan, and so we got that question right.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. I can only get about 1 or 2 questions right every week. And this week, I don't remember what the question was, but there was one answer, and the answer was Jesus, and I did get it, and I was very proud of myself.
And Ken, Chris has said that, and I was like, I'm pretty sure you're right, because they mentioned the lance of something that is referenced in Neon Genesis
Lance.
Evangelion.
Lance of Longinus or something
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think you're right. It is a Jesus thing because that's from
Wow.
Neon
Yeah.
Genesis, and that has a lot of Christian undertones.
Yeah, CJ and I
This
tag
podcast
teamed.
is paying
and
off dividends.
Yes,
Yeah.
it sure is. Yep. So and with that, we got what, ninth?
Ninth place out of 11
11.
teams, I think.
Yeah.
Oof.
But to be fair, the week before that, we got 3rd.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Nice.
it was a strategic. It was a strategic loss. We got a lot of questions right, but we chose the wrong round to double our points, and it did not help us.
Did not help. And I remember all of us commenting on how little people there were, and
Yeah.
we still got ninth place.
There was nobody there.
Usually it was more crowded, and we're
Yeah.
like, surely this will be at our advantage. And
Yeah.
then no.
Bummer.
Oh well.
Wow.
But what I will say is that I do know a lot of trivia about The Exorcist.
Yeah, I'm going to get crushed.
I did not look this up. I just happen to know a lot of trivia about this movie. So, yeah, buckle in.
I'm ready to lose. This entire month is just a big L for me.
No, you're going to enjoy it, and you definitely, obviously enjoyed this movie, so it'll be really good. That's right. Well, listen, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back talking about The Exorcist on the Overtalking Podcast.
Somewhere between science and superstition, there is another world. The world of darkness. Nobody expected it. Nobody believed it. And nothing could stop it.
There are no experts.
And we're back on the Overtalking Podcast for Monster Month, and we're talking about The Exorcist for Demon Week. And we're going to put Karissa on the spot.
Oh, no.
Karissa, you have 30 seconds to describe for someone who's never seen the movie The Exorcist what it's all about.
Ready to go.
Okay, we got little girl, very cute, pees on the floor, becomes possessed by demon. 3 different priests decide that they're gonna come in and try to exorcise the demon. All 3 of them fail. No spoilers yet, but they fail
10 seconds.
in various ways. And the demon speaks
5,
through this small child and says a lot of inappropriate things.
2,
And
1.
hilarity ensues.
Time.
False. CJ, yeah, did you find it funny?
So going back to, like I said, the first time I watched it in high school, that is my one memory of this, was I did find it very funny. I remember specifically at our mutual friend Matt's house. Ken, I have to assume you were probably even there.
Probably.
Yeah. And I remember kind of like falling off the couch laughing at something.
Oh.
I don't remember what.
I had a memory of you finding this movie extremely scary, but maybe that was someone else.
I mean, I'm sure it was a self-defense mechanism that was going on in my brain.
Yeah, just because he was laughing doesn't mean that he didn't find it very scary.
We were watching it with the lights off. I remember that, too. It was dark. It really did. It was spooky.
It's a spooky movie.
This time around, yeah, no, not that spooky.
No, I kind
Did
of
you watch it full lights this time?
Yes.
midday on your iPad.
Yep, that's right.
Day. Yeah. Split up over a couple of days, maybe.
Making lunch.
Yep. That sounds about right.
Great. The best viewing experience for any movie.
Truly.
I'm a busy guy.
Yeah, I can't hold it against you this month for anything you do as long as you are watching it. So that's okay.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that you agreed to watch this. But now knowing that you've seen it before, that makes a little bit more sense.
There was a ton I did not remember. Like, I think my one memory was probably her puking and maybe the head turn or something like that. I totally was like, the movie starts, I was like, what? She's like an actress and there's a movie? What? I don't remember any of this.
Yeah, it starts pretty slow.
It's very
Honestly,
slow.
Very slow.
They really don't get into it.
It's 2 hours long, which
Yeah.
I know, Ken, you think I hate long movies, but I want to remind you, I watched the entire Snyder Cut Justice League in one sitting. I don't hate long movies, but this movie is very slow. It did not need to be 2 hours.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
actually.
there was a lot more buildup than I remembered. Like, all the details about her being an apparently extremely famous actress. She was invited to the White House.
Yep.
And then the various stages of doctors they go through for Reagan, and that's three-fourths of the movie until they get to the actual exorcism. That's not till like the very end, pretty much. So,
in fact, when it ended, I couldn't believe it was over. Not because the movie hadn't been very long, because as we've already discussed, it was too long.
Yeah.
But when it ended, I was like, "That's it. That's all the
ending.
action. That's
Yeah.
all the action that we're getting." Like,
Yeah.
I wanted like at least 90 full minutes of action, but we only get like a half hour of
if
insanity.
That. Yeah.
well,
It's
what's
short.
interesting, I don't know what version you guys watched, but I watched the one on Max
Same.
or whatever.
Same.
Okay. That must have been the original cut, because later on they released an extended cut that had one very famous scene added in that they had taken out originally.
Okay.
And that's the walking up the stairs backwards spider walk thing. That
So-
wasn't
Gosh.
in the cut that I
No,
watched.
it
at
wasn't.
least.
It was not.
Yeah.
That's my memory from high school.
Oh,
I
that's
think
funny.
that's what I laughed at. Because in my mind, I'm like, there's like a crab walk. That's lodged in my brain.
Yes.
That's
So
what I think I laughed at.
They had filmed that originally and then decided to cut it because at the time they didn't have a good way to hide the wires because
Sure.
he's suspended and walking up the stairs. But they added it back in and digitally removed the wires for some 2000 re-release extended director's cut or whatever. But yeah, I felt a little, when I was doing the trivia, I was like, I totally forgot about that scene and I didn't see it at all. And I
feel
felt
cheated.
kind of gypped. Yeah, I felt
That's
cheated.
so funny. I don't know if I've ever seen that scene, but I feel like
It's funny.
I know that it exists, but I'm not sure that in either of my viewings I ever saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should have kept it. Even if you've seen the wires, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
I do give the movie props for all the practical stuff.
Yes.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was something I really enjoyed a lot watching it this time. I think the first time that I watched it, I was really scared, and so I wasn't looking really closely because I was worried about jump scares. But this time I was watching really closely, and the lighting and the way that they use like fog machines and backlighting and all of this, it's just really beautifully done. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it stands alone as one of the best exorcism movies or set the standard for it, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Getting back to the plot a little bit, I found it very frustrating, this viewing of when she's trying to convince the priest that her daughter's possessed, that she leaves out all of the actual supernatural details.
Yes.
That might sell him on it.
Right, yeah. Like, the bed is levitating. Like,
Yeah.
she doesn't explain this to the doctors either.
Yeah.
I don't know. This could have been short-circuited, I feel like. A
Yeah.
little bit.
I feel like maybe she's in denial a little bit because when the doctors first, the doctors finally say to her, are you religious? Do you want to consult a priest? And she kind of scoffs at them and is like, are you telling me to take my daughter to a witch doctor? And so I wonder if she's in denial a little bit about it. Like, no, there's no way that that's what this is. You doctors are incompetent. You just can't figure out what's wrong with my daughter. So maybe that plays a part in her leaving out some key details when she finally goes to the priest. Like, hey,
Well, I thought it
man,
was interesting-
this demon is speaking through my daughter. Please help me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you brought up the scene where he compared an exorcism to going to a witch doctor.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't have made that jump in my mind because exorcism and everything is so popular in the horror culture nowadays.
Right.
But back in the day, they were actually considering renaming the movie because no one knew what an exorcism was.
Wow.
They didn't
That's
know
really
what an
interesting.
exorcist meant.
Interesting.
They obviously kept it, but yeah, that was interesting that it was considered kind of like voodoo or whatever at the time.
That's really interesting. I did not know that.
Very minor thing that has stuck with me. The priest man says he's a expert in psychiatry. Does he ever say? Does it get confirmed he has a doctorate? Like he actually knows, or is this kind of like a Christian doctor in air quotes?
No, I think
Well,
he
they
is.
said he went
Okay.
to Harvard or something. Too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Okay, cool.
That maybe the church even paid for his education or something.
Okay,
so he
that's
was a
good.
priest
That's
first, and then he became a psychologist. But he
You
does.
must have been buttering your bread or something at that
Yeah,
point.
Yeah.
exactly.
Butter my bread. What am
I don't know what
making?
you eat for lunch. I don't know.
Just plain
Just,
toast.
just bread with butter on it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I assume that's what you eat.
yeah.
I was making a ham and cheese sandwich, if you must know.
Wait, with butter on
With
it?
butter?
But no, there's no butter.
In grade school, I used to eat margarine and bologna sandwiches every single
God, the most processed.
So good.
Well, my sister and I, neither of us liked PB&J, but
Shocking.
I only ate peanut butter sandwiches, and my sister only ate jelly sandwiches. That's so
adorable.
funny.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was sweet. But we also would eat butter sandwiches, so.
And I want on record, I don't normally buy deli ham. It was because my parents were here and they left a bunch of shit. And so I'm like, well, I don't want to throw this away. I might as well eat it.
Yeah.
You usually buy the whole ham hock
Yeah.
and slice
Yes.
it off yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, not deli slices.
Speaking of food, I wasn't sure if I was going to make this a trivia question or not, but we'll just do a freebie. Do you guys know what she puked out of her mouth in the movie?
Isn't
Is
it
it
like pea soup?
Pea soup? Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I figured
Well,
you both would know that.
I have a piece of trivia about that too, which is that the projectile of the pea soup was supposed to hit the priest in the chest, but it actually hit him in the face. And so his reaction to it being on
real.
his face and in his mouth is real. Which I think
he
is
was
so
pretty pissed,
he's
apparently.
so mad.
Me
Yeah.
too. You're not expecting that?
Yeah. Oh, that's nasty. Well, prior to starting the record, CJ and I were talking about how when this movie first aired in the theaters, there were people who were watching who were running out and throwing up. But apparently it wasn't because of this scene where she's projectile vomiting pea soup, but instead in the scene where they're doing that nasty brain thing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
She's at the doctor's
She's at
and they're
the-
about to put her
Oh,
under
yeah,
the
what the
machines for the brain
my God.
scans.
Wasn't that nasty?
That scene got me real bad. Also, what the fuck were they doing with that needle?
Yeah.
I
and
don't-
Sticking
Why did that have
some
to do
wire
anything
in
with,
her.
with the MRI and the needle and the? Oh my God!
I don't
that
know at
scene
all.
Was the hardest for me to watch.
Agreed. And I also, I am so sorry. I'm going to be such a nerd about this movie. But
Please.
one of the actors in that scene, not the man who's speaking, but the assistant doctor, that man is a serial killer.
What?
Yeah.
Like in real life?
IRL serial killer.
What?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wild.
What?
Yeah. There's a bunch of weird shit around this movie.
There's whole documentaries around this movie. It's
Whoa.
supposedly cursed.
Yes.
Like a lot of people died
Yes.
shortly after filming completed.
Yes. I promise I won't say any more trivia before the trivia section. And then after we do trivia, I'll reveal the other pieces of trivia that I know.
That's good.
Okay.
I don't think I have many things in here that are like the common.
That are really
trivia
well known.
that's-
Yeah. I only know the
so
really
I
well
think it'll
known
be
ones.
okay.
Yeah. But that one always gets me. Whenever he comes
That's
on screen,
nuts.
I'm like, that guy's an IRL serial killer.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
crazy.
I did not know that one.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I have a fun fact.
Okay.
Friend of the show, Julia Sullivan, apparently used to work at the bar next to the staircase.
Whoa.
And so she would have people come in and be like, "Hey, do you guys know where the staircase from The Exorcist is?" And she's like, "Yeah, did you see a staircase
Yeah.
next to this place when you walked in? It's
Yeah,
that one."
It's right there.
Okay, so what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to walk outside, and then you're going to turn right, and then
And
that's
open your
it.
eyes.
Yeah. Look around and you'll see it.
Yeah.
It's probably like super underwhelming, I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a staircase.
almost
It's
certainly.
just a staircase.
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I want to go to the John Wick 4 staircase. That one looks cool.
Ooh.
I still
Okay.
have not seen it.
And you
Haven't
won't.
seen past.
No, I
one
will.
or
I
two.
will. I liked the first one a lot.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You were trying to sell Eric
Yes.
on it.
Yeah, Eric
okay.
won't watch them. He says they're too violent.
That's the whole point.
That is literally the point.
It's the whole point. It's the whole
Fight
point.
choreography. It's very
Yes.
cool.
Yes.
Right. It's a dance, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fit this in anywhere else, but at time of release of this episode, this Friday, a new Exorcist sequel will be releasing.
Yes, I
called
did see that.
Exorcist Believer, which is another David Gordon Green film. I have negative thoughts about him after what he did to the Halloween franchise, but I will still be watching it. I'll be going to the theaters for this one. Do you think either of you will check it out?
I think I will, honestly. Probably not in theaters. No, CJ?
No, really?
I'm
No.
shocked.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I know you have very high expectations
Yeah.
of me, and sorry to let you down. I will not be seeing that one.
It's
That's too
so
bad.
what's interesting about this is it is for the Halloween one too, but they're only really referencing the first movie, so the one we watched for this episode.
I kind of like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually. So hold on, I have a quote here. The director said that while the other films remain canon, due to his story is not going to do anything to overwrite them, but
Okay.
his story is a
Interesting.
direct continuation of the first film.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely
Okay.
be seeing that.
I mean, from what I've seen from the poster and the trailer, it looks creepy, like pretty scary. So we might get more of the action that we were wanting from the first one in this one. I have a feeling.
Yeah, looking back on the ending. Well, first of all, I don't want to jump ahead, but I do want to get both of your takes on if you think that what's his name, Pazuzu, is that the demon's name?
I think that's actually right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to know if you think that Pazuzu is gone. Did we defeat him, or is he still inside Reagan? We don't know. But if in the sequel, maybe he does come back.
Yeah.
I don't
Because
know.
I feel
mean,
like-
there's been other sequels already with
Oh.
Reagan in it. I think too. I haven't seen them honestly. I think I saw the prequel.
Shocking.
I know
Prequel?
The Exorcist 2: The Heretic is supposed to be like one of the worst ones. of
Oh,
all time.
really?
So that's why I haven't really dove into it. But Linda Blair is back in that one.
Okay.
So I have a feeling that maybe he is still around.
Yeah. Yeah. Because at the end, we see our priest number 3. I can't remember any of their names.
Yeah, me neither.
And there are 3 different priests. Spoiler alert ahead. All 3 of them die.
Yeah.
All 3 of
The
them
last
die.
one is Rocky,
Right.
the boxer.
Yes. So
yes, he is Rocky.
he's
He
literally
looks
Rocky.
exactly like a young Sylvester Stallone.
Boxes and everything. He
I
does training montages
genuinely-
in this movie. It's
I
crazy.
genuinely looked up if it was him.
It was
I looked
Sylvester
it up because he looks
that
so
Rocky?
much like him.
Adrian.
Yeah, exactly. But at the end, when he's like supposedly defeating the demon, you see the demon kind of enter him for a minute. And then he's like, okay, the demon's in me. I'm going to jump out this window and sacrifice myself to get rid of this demon. But like, I don't know. I feel like in horror movies today, you don't just defeat the demon one time. Like,
Yeah.
the demon's gonna come back.
Right.
I think that's why I was kind of disappointed at the end, because I'm like, wait, that's it?
That's it. Yeah, there's no
Demon-
like big fight.
He's not
Right.
coming back?
I mean,
it was that easy?
He wasn't even exercised. He just
right.
killed himself with the demon in it. But like the demon's non-corporeal, so like that's not gonna probably kill it.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I'm speculating that Pazuzu comes back.
It's hard to know what like the rules are in this universe.
Yep.
Because they, again, for like a 2-hour long movie, I feel like it's like 10 minutes worth is the actual like good stuff.
Yep.
And so you don't really know, like, I don't know where it came from really, or
Nope.
like how it shows the daughter. And then, yeah, it's just like, well,
I find this entire movie very confusing, honestly.
Yes. Yes.
The beginning part where the I guess titular exorcist is in some sort of dig and finds some little statue
Yeah,
thing
I
and
totally
then goes
forgot
to
about
find
that
a big
part.
statue.
Yep.
the fuck?
Yep.
I
He
don't
finds a little
know.
coin or a necklace or something, and then that comes
Right.
back later, but
Yeah.
there's no explanation. Somehow the demon knows his name, even though he's priest number 2, not priest number 1.
I
Right.
just chalked up to like, well, it's a demon. I don't know.
Sure.
But yeah, it feels
I'm not
like
sure how
that
it fits.
entire first part could have been cut out and had no
Yes.
effect on the movie.
Right.
Yes. There's no dialogue
Now-
for like 10 minutes
Yeah.
at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I know the prequel movie that came out in like the 2000s or something dives more into the site excavation and all of
Okay.
that stuff.
Okay.
So I would assume that would explain a little bit more, but how does it get from there to Linda Blair?
Right. And why
What-
her?
what's the
why does
connective
it,
tissue
yeah,
there?
Why does it target her?
No idea.
Is
I
it
don't
just
know.
to get to him? Like, I truly don't understand.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say the prequel was like them pitching the movie that's in this movie. They're at the studio exec, location scouting, and then they decide on that and eventually make.
I don't know. Well, this movie's based on a book, so I wonder
Oh.
if some pivotal scene got cut out of the
Yeah,
movie.
Yeah.
that we just
That
aren't
connects
privy
it.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Um,
at the end they find that little coin like in the house before they move, and they're like, "Hey, we found this," and they're like, "Cool." And that's
Yeah.
it.
What or wasn't
well,
it
that
his
was
necklace?
that was his necklace. Yeah,
That was his
the
necklace.
Exorcist's
Yeah.
necklace,
Okay.
which
That
was
Rocky's necklace.
pulled off during. It was Rocky's necklace.
Yeah.
During the
Oh,
exorcism?
that was Rocky's necklace. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We don't understand what it means anyway.
No, no.
That's what we've become accustomed to. There needs to be like rules
Yes.
in this universe that you follow.
Yes.
Right.
It either needs to be like elevated horror where everything has kind of an explanation, or just complete garbage where nothing needs an explanation. And this
Yeah.
falls like
Right.
somewhere in the middle. Like
Yeah.
it was too good of a movie to have so many plot holes.
Right.
Yeah. Truly forgot about the architecture dig until you brought it up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why that's not talked about more. Like this is a very popular movie. Why aren't more people like? What did that have anything to do with the rest of the movie? I'm not totally sure. Other than that, The Exorcist is in it.
Yeah.
Ken, I think this is just you are speaking from a person who hasn't gone on the subreddit and gone down a rabbit
Sure.
hole.
No,
I'm
I
sure.
know. It probably is just an introduction to him, but then we kind of forget about him because there's another hour and 40 minutes between that scene and.
Yeah.
And two
Comes
other
back.
priests and
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be like he discovers that demons are real because he sees a spooky statue, and then we're supposed to think that maybe he went from there to becoming an exorcist? I don't know.
I have no idea.
No clue.
I'm grasping at straws. All right. Well, it's time for y'all to grasp at some points because it's time for rating. No, it's not time for ratings. What time is it, CJ?
Hey, did you know that?
Hey, did you know that? We got to take a clip from that and use that from now on. It's your voice.
That's good.
I jumped way ahead of myself. I was so excited to do the spooky ratings.
Ken, I also want it to be acknowledged I wore my spookiest shirt. It has the word death
I
on
did
it.
too.
It is a spooky shirt. Wow.
Nice.
I think this is
You
the
got like
spookiest
the
it gets.
Bluetooth logo on it. Plus an extra.
And the mic covers.
Wow.
I did appreciate. I saw that. It's
Yes,
great. I
the
love
Halloween themed mic covers.
That's right.
it. Yes,
Very cute.
I'm in the spirit.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you. All right. For new listeners, this is the spooky part of the show where we pit our guests and CJ head to head to see who knows the most about what we watch. Karissa, CJ, are you two ready?
I'm ready.
I really wish I could hear those.
Yeah, sorry.
It's so disappointing. All right. First question. Most of these are true or false. So
Okay, great.
here we go. First question, true or false?
Wait. Sorry, really quick. Should I add some suspense by playing the Exorcist theme underneath the trivia section?
Ooh. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have it?
I do.
Wow.
All right.
Ooh.
And go.
All right. True or false? The subliminal shots of the white-faced demon are actually the director in a Halloween costume.
Oh, I'll say true because that's fun.
I'll say false just because.
False is correct.
Woo!
The subliminal shots of the white-faced demon are actually rejected makeup tests for Reagan's possessed appearance, though.
Ooh, that's cool.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
I gotta say, I thought this was gonna be a good idea. It is very distracting.
It's really loud in my ears.
really loud for us.
I'm doing great. All right. Next question.
Oh, it's
True or
getting louder.
false?
Great.
Oh, God. True or false? This is the highest grossing Warner Brothers film of all time when adjusted for inflation.
I know the answer,
False.
and the answer is false. It was at the time, but is no longer.
That's correct. Do you know what the new movie is?
I don't.
The Flash.
I don't either. Yeah. I'm sure it's some, superhero thing or
Yeah.
something. Okay. True or false? This would be the highest grossing R-rated film of all time if adjusted for inflation.
So I got 2 minutes left on this theme song.
I'll say true on that.
True. Yeah.
According to IMDb trivia, it's true. Again, I don't know. It may be outdated, but
Well, we all know that's very accurate, so we gotta believe it.
that's right.
This music is cracking me up.
There's a drum beat now.
All right, next question. How old was Max von Sydow, who played Father Lancaster Marin?
Is he Rocky?
Do you know which of the three that was, by the
Is it
way,
Rocky?
before I tell you?
Nope.
It was priest number 2 who was in the dig at the beginning.
That's correct, yes.
Wow.
It's the Exorcist. I'm going to call him the Exorcist.
He is
'cause he's
the
one.
Exorcist, yes.
Okay. So
I'm gonna say that guy. Wait, is this is not multiple
How old
choice?
is the actor in real life when
he
they filmed it? Not multiple choice. Just
Okay.
whoever you're
In the
supposed
70s, everyone looked like they were 60, so I'm gonna say that he was only 45.
There's a guitar part to
This
this song.
music is insane.
It's so wow.
It's so loud.
Wow, I did not see that coming. I gotta learn how to play this. I'm gonna say he's 62.
Karissa, you get the point. You were very close. 44.
Wow.
Is
That
it?
guy looks
Right?
so old.
They
Jesus.
put a ton of makeup on him.
Okay, good.
That way. Yeah. All
This
cracked.
music is insane.
Is it still going?
It just.
Oh.
I thought I was gonna end.
5, 4,
Oh wow.
3, 2, 1.
I've never felt more left out in my life.
Oh my God.
That was really intense.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
This fucking guitar
Wow.
thing ends the song.
Wow.
People gotta check it out. That's a banger.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
All right.
That was
Next
crazy.
question. How old was Linda Blair, who plays Reagan, when this movie was filmed?
Ooh,
I'm gonna guess that she was 13.
that's a really
Okay.
good guess. 14?
13 is correct.
Damn.
Wow.
14 when it was
alright.
released.
Okay.
How are we doing on points?
It is 5-2.
Who's in
I
the
think
lead?
you. Yeah, I think you.
Yeah, I know. All right, this is the final question. What is the Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter score in percentage closely without going over? Karissa, since you're the lead, you go first. This is the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm gonna say that the critics gave this a pretty high score. I know that it was nominated for a few Academy Awards. I'm gonna say 82.
Okay. CJ?
I have no evidence to back this up, but just in my brain, this feels like such a classic talked about, like, again, I know nothing about this genre, but it feels like it like set a certain bar going forward. So I will say higher, and that it's an 83.
CJ, you get the point because it was
Nice.
84%.
Oh,
so close.
nice.
Carissa.
Great work.
Yeah.
Wow.
But Karissa, that makes you our winner. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow.
Good. Excellent.
Okay, now I can reveal the only other piece of trivia that I know, which is everybody knows this. It's not surprising. It's not a unique fact, but Linda Blair did break her back while filming this, or
Mhm.
fractured her spine, maybe is the
Ooh.
better way of saying it. You know, when she's on the bed and thrashing around,
Yeah.
she was like attached
Yeah.
to like cables or some sort of thing that was like thrashing her
Yeah.
around, and she fractured her spine.
Oh.
So there are scenes where the screaming that she's doing is from her fracturing
Real?
her spine.
Oh no.
Isn't that
Yeah, it's
horrible?
awful.
Yes.
And then later in life, she got scoliosis, and they like look at that incident as like
Ooh.
probably what started this
Damn.
long history of back problems.
This movie is cursed.
Yeah.
It sure is.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she
definitely.
also like faced, or I think she had some maybe emotional challenges following this movie, as you
Yeah.
would if you were
Mhm.
13
Yeah,
and you
jeez.
were playing this character with this demon speaking through you. And she, you know, yes, there was another voice actor who was doing the demon voice, but she was voicing all of the horrible
Mhm.
things.
Yeah.
And that would affect you as a 13/14-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Which-
sure.
Also brings me back to my favorite line in the movie delivered
Oh,
by
yes,
Linda
please.
Blair, which is, "Your mother sucks cocks in hell."
Yes, that is the best one.
That's the best one.
To Rocky, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the classic line that I think of when I think of The Exorcist. Yeah.
So good.
It's so specific.
yeah.
It is very specific. Yeah, this movie got its reputation because of the crazy stuff that she was saying as a young, or appearing to say as a young person, and
Says the
people
C
fainted
word.
in the movie theaters.
Yeah.
It was a big thing.
Yeah, but apparently viewers were disappointed when they found out that wasn't Linda Blair's voice. They were like, "Oh, what a brilliant performance by this young girl." And then they find out that voice isn't hers, and they're like, "You know what? She actually didn't do that good of a job." It's like, you really thought that was her voice?
Thought
Yeah,
a 13-year-old
what?
girl
It's
could get
obviously
that
not.
deep.
You really
Like,
believed
yeah.
that was her voice?
That proves that she was acting so
Yes,
well. That,
yes.
like, that
Yes.
they did a good job.
Okay.
You believed it.
Yeah, it's like, that's on you. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, that's on you
Yeah,
if you thought
that's
that was her
dumb.
voice.
Yeah.
Idiots.
I have a fun
Idiots.
fact about the person who did voice the demon, I guess,
Okay.
or whatever. The
Bozo.
person who voiced it was a woman who had drinking issues and was sober, and she decided to start drinking again because it helped her voice get to that weird, deeper, creepy place. And she had
Ooh.
her priest come be with her on set when she would drink so that he could support her
Wow.
and make sure that she didn't actually fall off the wagon.
That's wild.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's like method acting.
Yeah, for sure.
That's taking it to the next level.
This
I don't know if it was just an
movie,
excuse to drink or what,
Yeah.
but it seems like she was taking steps to stop.
this movie
Yeah.
has had such a negative impact on so many
Yes.
people involved.
Yeah.
It absolutely
crazy.
has. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
For sure.
And for it to be that crazy and still so many plot holes,
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
just amazing.
Everyone was drunk trying to make it.
yeah.
Everyone was paying attention.
All right.
stuff.
Well, now it's time for our ratings. Karissa, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate The Exorcist for you?
For me? How was
For
that?
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, cool. Listen, I love horror movies. I love demon movies. I love classics. But this one underdelivered for me. So I'm going to have to give it a 6.5.
All right.
Whoa.
6.5
okay.
out of 10. I think that it is a classic for a reason. It won awards for a reason, but there are just too many things that I can't overlook.
Well said.
Okay. CJ.
For me.
How's that?
Excellent.
Thank you.
And then do it in the Exorcist voice, or the demon voice.
Fuck me. Okay, that's you've taken it too far.
Yeah.
No, I'm getting into somebody else.
That's like Marge Simpson.
Yes.
I don't know that I could say it better myself. A 6.5 feels pretty good. Yeah, easily shave a half hour to 40 minutes off of this.
Off the front.
Yeah, it's so slow at the beginning. I couldn't believe that, like, finally it was like, oh, cool, now we get to see the demon part. Oh, and it's over. Oh, okay.
Yep.
I guess that was it. Yeah, shave off a bunch of time. A lot of plot that wasn't necessary or never paid off later on or whatever. But the practical effects were fun. Love getting to see a projectile pea soup.
Mm-hmm.
The sort of like, I don't know what you call it on a priest, the little like fabric he has over his neck that they used to glop up some of the vomit. That was fun to watch. Just like slime green.
That's what you pulled out as being the highlight of the movie.
I just thought it was so interesting that they like were like, well, no, I'll clean up after her a little bit, and then I'll go wash this off in the sink. It's like everything's ruined in here. You don't need to worry about, like, she's covered in vomit, and then they're like, oh, I'm gonna glop this up a little bit, help out. Yeah, I think a 6.5 is fine.
Okay.
Ken,
For me, I'm not going to be in the hand-holding club. I agree that there are plot holes, but this movie is too foundational of a movie for me to rank it so low.
so low. That's a good rating.
It's still a decent rating, but for me, it's too low.
Sure.
The subliminal stuff always gets me. Unfortunately, I watched it on a shitty TV, so I couldn't see the creepy image in the darkness of that one shot. So,
Ooh,
but I knew
you
it was
missed
there.
that?
Yeah, I couldn't see it. I was so bummered. I would point out to Meg, like, oh, if you look there, you would see something. Anyway,
Oh, so you do see the demon. We do
You
see the
do.
demon.
yeah.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
the beginning of the
In
episode.
the subliminal.
In the beginning of the
little-
episode, you said that
quick
we didn't
flash.
ever see the demon, but we do.
We do. You're right.
We do see Bozo the Clown.
Yeah,
Yeah. But he's not like, present physically.
sure. He's not a
ever.
character physically.
Right.
Yes.
Right. 7.5 for me. I'll go a full
Okay.
point up.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. It's,
but ours was
it's
such
still
a bad
scary.
rating.
Yeah.
A point away.
I didn't say that. I just said it wasn't going to be a hand-holding club.
I think that that's totally fair.
Yeah. I think that's fine. 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not
I love
good.
that.
Not bad.
Ken, had you seen this? So you saw this in high school. Can you tell us about the first time that you saw this movie? Was it like a really like foundational moment for you in your life, or are you speaking of like it's just foundational in horror as a genre?
I mean, it's definitely one of the earlier horror movies I saw, but I
Okay.
don't remember the first time I watched it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, it's one of the earlier chronological movies
Sure.
of horror that I've seen. And also, one of the earliest ones I watched when I was starting to really get into horror.
Yeah.
So that's all I mean by that.
Yeah, I wonder if I had seen it earlier, if it would have made a bigger impact on me. Because the first time
Maybe.
I watched it was just a couple of years ago when we were just trying to knock out as many classics as we could that we'd never seen before. And so this was just one of several that I watched that October, probably. And it didn't stand out to me compared to the
'cause
others.
You've already seen so many.
Right. And I was already
Right.
so deep in the genre at that point that I don't know. I think that if I had been in a theater in 73 or 73, is that when it was released?
I think that's right.
If I had been in a theater then, I think maybe, sure. Or if I had even seen it 10 years ago, maybe, sure. But it doesn't stand out to me watching
Yeah.
it in like 2021.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense.
I think
Yeah,
if this
mean,
was your like an introduction to the genre, then it would really hit home. But
Sure.
yeah. Having, I'm sure, seen a ton, that it's like, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah.
this I was just thinking, like, speaking of foundationally, but this is probably the first exorcism movie that I ever saw. So, but yeah, the field is so diluted now with Exorcist
Yes.
movies left and right that
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have the same impact probably watching it
No.
for the first time nowadays, having seen other things.
Yeah, and I think that I watched it around the same time that I had watched Poltergeist. And Poltergeist hits so hard that I think this
that's
one...
one I do remember watching the first time.
Yeah, I think that this just kind of got overshadowed by all of the other really great movies that I was watching at that time. And so it just doesn't stand out to me as like a favorite.
Does the poltergeist have a name?
What do they call them? The people in the TV?
Like Beluga or something like that?
I don't think it has a name.
They're here. Yeah, I
They're
don't remember
here.
exactly what.
Yeah. I don't think that they have a name.
They're called They're Here.
But that
Yeah,
movie.
it's
CJ,
like-
have you seen that?
No.
Ooh, all right. Add that to our list
okay.
for next October.
Well, speaking of lists, next week we're continuing Monster Month. And next week we're going to be doing Werewolf Week with Ginger Snaps and returning guest Olivia Cody.
Until right now, I had no idea werewolf was involved in the movie.
Genuinely, I didn't either, CJ. So don't
Okay,
feel
good.
bad. I've never seen
Oh.
Ginger Snaps. I will be watching it so that I can listen to Julia's episode.
The title
excited.
Ginger Snaps really doesn't tell you anything about. That's a cookie.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch it.
Very
We'll
tasty
see.
Cookie.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Okay.
Well, Karissa, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for
Uh,
having me. This was great. It was a great excuse to watch this again, and it was a great excuse to force CJ to watch something that he wouldn't
Yes.
otherwise watch,
That's right.
which is the whole point of Monster Month.
Exactly. Do you have any trick-or-treating tips for the kids?
Oh boy, trick or treating. That's hard to say. Trick or treating tips. Turn off all the lights in your house. Pretend you're not home, so that nobody will come to your door and you don't have to feed them. Actually, just kidding. I am looking forward to trick or treat this year. But just get the tiny candy bars. Don't shell out for the big candy bars. Just get the little
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those are
agreed.
my words of wisdom.
And then,
Okay.
very early in November, go to your Walgreens, your CVS's, and buy it all on discount.
Exactly.
And
Yes,
stuff your face with all
absolutely.
the leftovers.
Exactly. Okay, wait. What's your favorite Halloween candy?
Reese's.
Ooh.
Reese's. Do
Yep.
you like the big Reese cup? Do you like the small Reese cup? Do you like the Reese pumpkin? Do you like the Reese egg around Easter? What are we talking?
Egg is probably the best.
Okay.
I think shapes are usually superior.
Yes, because there's more peanut butter.
Yeah.
It gets the peanut butter to chocolate ratio.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say now in my advanced age,
Sure. Mm-hmm.
I would prefer dark chocolate Reese's.
Ooh.
Because milk
Yes.
chocolate is for babies.
Ooh, so you're going to Trader Joe's and handing out loose
Individual
dark chocolate peanut butter cups
Yep.
to the
Yeah,
children who
parents
come to your
love
door?
that.
Yep.
I
Yep.
don't hand them out. I throw them at them.
Sure.
And then whatever they catch,
Great.
they get to take home.
Yep.
Nice.
Ken, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
So I also agree. I typically like dark chocolate, but
Mm-hmm.
for fun-sized candy, I like the little milk chocolate, like tombstone things that Hershey's does every year.
Just the plain chocolate?
yeah, just
nothing
stuff my
in
face
it?
with that. So good. Or Kit Kats,
Okay, well, you redeemed yourself a little bit, I guess.
but
Dark
I'm
chocolate
totally
Milky Way?
chocolate.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Oh yeah.
No, I like
or
a good
peppermint
old.
patties.
Oh, okay,
Those
those
are
are
good, too.
good. Those are good.
Yeah.
You've redeemed yourself.
Thank you. What's yours?
I have to go with Snickers because,
Okay.
and I really love Snickers, but I only like the tiny ones. The big ones, they're too rich. There's
much.
too much.
Yeah.
I just want like 2 bites of a Snickers
Yeah.
bar.
You want
Ooh.
one little peanut. in there.
Yes, exactly. 1 peanut, and you're good to
It's a
go.
good ratio.
Yes, that sounds
Nice.
delicious. Ooh, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I'll just buy myself a big bag of candy and then turn off all the lights so no one comes to the door, and then I get to eat all of it.
That's right. That's how
There
you
you
do it.
go.
Yep.
There you go. Well, thank you again, CJ. What do we have to plug here?
You can follow us on all the things at Overtalking Pod. We're on TikTok. Follow us over there. Give us some likes. Email us at overtalkingpod@gmail.com. Call or text us at USACat1591. Go to our website, overtalkingpod.party. You can type in the word Karissa to find all of our previous episodes.
That's right. Oh no, they're here. Oh, they're here. They're thrashing around. They're spitting pea soup everywhere. Yep, it's the Overtalking Overlords, who are probably demons. I don't know.
They're demons for sure.
Don't call them
Right?
that.
They told me.
I don't think they're being
They show up at the end of every episode to remind me to remind you. If you like the show, please go on Apple Podcasts and rate and review. Reviews are what help people find this podcast. Also, we spend any money in advertising. If like to tell a friend and spread the word, we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And they're cleaning up the pea soup, and they're gone. That's it. Okay.
I will say before we wrap, I did go on to Apple Podcasts and I did leave a review, and I want all of the listeners to know that it took 5 minutes. It was very easy.
Can read that review.
Get out there.
I see him typing away.
Get out there, write a review, help these boys out. They help us out
Thank
every
you.
week by making our commute slightly easier. Although I do occasionally have to turn off the podcast because I'm laughing too hard and people on the train look at me funny.
The highest of praise.
Very easy. Rate and review and subscribe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for actually leaving a review. Let's start a campaign. Get out the reviews. Like get out the vote.
Pokemon Go to
Yeah.
the review.
Pokemon
Yes.
Go to Apple Podcasts. So catchy. It's stupid that that's the only thing that you can leave reviews on. I hate that everything pulls from there.
Yeah.
This fucking monopoly that they got.
Yeah, it looks like, we got a 5-star review. What?
Whoa.
Wow.
Who
did that?
Riskcon left one, and
Who's that?
I don't know. And
Someone who's really smart.
So smart.
Clearly,
and beautiful.
You can tell.
they said, listen if you know what's good for you. The boys review media old and new, and a good time is had by all.
Well said.
Is that a
See, that
haiku?
person's so smart. Is that a
very
haiku?
good.
I should have made it a haiku. That would have been so much
It
better.
the first part rhymed. It was good.
Damn it.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate it. I'm glad someone's listening, but it's
This was
unfortunate someone who is
self-serving.
on the podcast.
I wanted you to thank me on air. So
Thank you.
I've achieved my
Thank
goal.
you. And I always say at the end of every episode,
Fuck me.
yes.
Bye.
This Demon Week episode of the Overtalking Podcast was produced by Ken and CJ, edited by CJ. This week's spooky guest was Karissa. Music by Justin Peters. Logo by Nate Richards. Check out Nate's work on Instagram at Nate Richards Designs.
The sour's mine. Fuck me. Fuck me.